All right, I got something awesome to share with you. Let me show you this. Now, to be consistent, you have to do this motion correctly. I'm going to show you real slow here, and then I'm going to break this down later in this video. If you can do that motion I just showed you correctly, you're going to be incredibly consistent. Now, before I get into the details, let me show you some of the results you can get. So I can do this motion with just my left arm only, and I'm going to try to draw every single one of these shots. So one arm, I'm going to hit the ball fairly clean and get the ball to turn over from right to left. There we go. Nice little draw. Just one arm. Doesn't have to be the longest swing. I'm just showing that you can be very consistent. It's not my athletic ability. I'm changing arms. I'm changing hands. It's the technique. And these techniques are going to be virtually identical with all these swings. I switch to the right arm now. Let's try to do that same little draw. There we go. Nice little draw again. Almost identical shot shape. And then if I add two arms on it, I can go ahead and obviously hit it much farther, but get that consistent draw every single time. There we go. Started a little bit to the right and drew back. Hey, I'm not going to do a whole heck of a lot better than that. So what is the technique that allows someone to do that, and why is it that if I don't do this technique right, it's basically going to be impossible to play good golf? Well, there's a few pieces to it. The number one piece is what I call the lag or the lag set. So when I make my backswing here, you'll notice I didn't pick this club up right away. I took it back a little bit wider, and it wasn't until my downswing, look at the angle between my right wrist and the club. In the downswing, as I shifted my weight to the left, then this angle starts to sharpen up a little bit. So I have to increase this angle of lag and have that angle of lag late in my downswing. That's exactly how you do it. So you go back wide as you shift to the left, then you set your wrist. Now I can have forward shaft lean, I can compress the ball, I can come from the inside, all those great things. And that's actually piece number two. As you're doing that, if I imagine that there is a target line, so let's imagine that I'm setting up this golf ball down my target line. Let's say I have a club on the ground. Actually, I'll use a different club here. And I have a club on the ground parallel to my target line. I'm not worried about getting this perfect right now. It's more the philosophy than getting this set up exactly right for here. Let's say that's pointed straight toward my target or 2 feet inside my target, however specific you want to get with it. Whenever I do that little lag set, my club has to be inside of this to make this work. If I do that little lag set and I'm here and my club is outside of it, I'll never be able to play great golf. I have to get that inside of this angle. That way, as I turn through, so you go ahead and test this out for me. Grab it with just your left arm only. Get the club inside of this club on the ground when it's parallel and rotate through, and notice how it's almost like the momentum of the club just swings out toward the golf ball. The momentum of the club face just turns on over. That happens as we're doing that. And then finally, so I'm going to go ahead, wide takeaway. As I shift my weight to the left, I get a little lag set. I get the club to the inside. And the final piece is here, I keep it to the inside and I rotate my body through the shot. So here, I'm going to have that club to the inside. It's my body rotating that slings this club forward. You see, if I took this shaft angle like this and I just kept my arm locked in here, if I kept my hips here and I swung my arm, it'd be going this direction, way inside out. But when I rotate my hips open, now that's going to be square with the target. See, that's the piece that most people never get right. They think about hitting toward the target, and as soon as the body opens up, we're swinging across it, we're getting steep, we're doing all these different things we don't want to do. I just have to do that little lag set with it inside and then open my body and let that club fling out to the right. So again here, I'm going to go ahead and go through the same drill. Little half backswing, I'm going to lag set from the inside and let my body open. I'm not going to hit it a whole heck of a lot better than that. So that's the way that you can be consistent. You know, there's still a problem with this though. Even if you do all those things right, most people, I guarantee you that no one's ever walked you through the right way to square the face. See, we have to square this face up to the target. The face has to be pointing toward the target when we hit. Most players have been told to do this by rolling their forearms over to get that face squared up. Well, the problem with that is I can't get in this position if I'm going to roll my forearms over. There's just simply not enough time. You have to learn to square the wrist first and get rid of that rolling of the forearms. It's what I call the anti-roll method, and it's what I'm going to teach you in this next video. So I'm going to walk you through it step by step, show you all the things you need to know with it. All you have to do is click the card that pops up on your screen or the link down below in the description, and I'll give you instant access to that anti-roll method video. I can't wait to share it with you so that what we worked on here today becomes second nature. So this is piece 1. Head on over to the anti-roll method for piece 2. I can't wait to see you there. So here's the bottom line. If you've been taught to roll the club in the early downswing, that causes the shaft to get steep. And that steep club causes all your problems. It causes you to hit it way behind the big hitters and way inconsistent with your quality of strike. So you're in the tall grass and the trees and the hazards all day long. Now the great news is this. There's really only 2 pieces that you need to know to fix all these problems. The first one is we need to learn the proper way to square up the club face. Instead of rolling the forearms and getting steep, there's another way that the pros do this. Once you learn this right way to square up the club face, then you can shallow out from the inside and everything starts to fit together. Now I'm going to teach you this right now in what I call the anti-roll method. You may also hear this called the motorcycle move or the tour twist, but let's walk through exactly how to do that. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and go kind of in the last parallel in the downswing. So here I want my hips to go ahead and be opening up. I want my club to be parallel with the ground, and I want my hands to be in front of my right thigh. Now, when I take my grip, you're going to notice that when I do this, the club face is basically straight up and down. So if I'm looking at it from this angle, you'll see the face is straight up and down, and my logo of my glove is pointed out in front of me. Now from there,